This is Part 3, Episode 154. When he had first entered the Inheritance Palace, the Moshe clansman had entered his internal world. The core resided within his earth body. Within Luo Feng's internal core, his soul, which had already condensed into a crystal ball, was engulfed in mist floating about. This was Luo Feng's spirit energy, countless amounts of energy condensed into engravings. Large amount of them were permeating the crystal ball, almost like venom infecting it, causing the ball to have slight changes as it absorbed the engravings. Even though the changes were little, it was constant and kept changing. Not even for a moment. Luo Feng's earth body and golden horned beast controlled the spirit energy to train their souls. It takes time to be tempered into steel. A piece of metal requires being broken down time and again and molded over and over to become steel. At this time, Luo Feng's soul was going through this process. In training the supreme demon note technique, his soul was constantly changing and evolving, almost like a piece of metal being molded into steel. Such was the process his soul was undergoing. Similar to deities of the world, that too was a change in the body too. Unleashing it would shrink the body, causing the muscle and bone density, scales etc. to raise at an extreme rate. 99% of the basics of the supreme demon note technique was on changing the soul. Unleashing this would make one's soul control amplitude rise greatly. A normal sector lord's soul, using maximum power on assassination weapons, normally would able to control up to 100 of them. A normal sector lord's body amplitude was at most 100 times. When Luo Feng stood on the 100th level of stairs, his spirit energy amplitude had already reached 100. This, under the normal circumstances, would be a sector lord's perfection. And now that he was over the 360th level, his spirit energy amplitude had already reached over 360. What did this mean? When he first arrived here, his amplitude was only 70 to 80, right now it was over 360. It had jumped 5 times. A simple comparison, when he first began he only had 1 gun. Now he had 5. His spirit energy usage speed was 5 times from before. It's akin to 5 against 1. Luo Feng looked at the stairs that extended forever, looking at the distant space and the shrine at the end of it, he couldn't help but get excited. Virtual universe, Yuseong Mountain public region, within a quiet loft of a hotel. A golden armored Truyang Emperor lay on the sofa, his eyelids drooping. He gave off a powerful angry energy, filling up the entire room. Even the staff were all scared as they stood in the corner not daring to make a sound. They cleared their throats and held their breaths. Cackle, Truyang Emperor. A strange piercing cold laughter resounded within the room. 2 people walked up from the stairs. A skinny skeleton-like human with eyes like 2 balls of flames, his chin with a goat's beard. He donned a golden robe and held 2 golden round balls that he fiddled with. Behind him was a handsome youth, Mo Luo. Mo Luo, even though he was already old, because of his bloodline, he would still look like a youth. You've come, Truyang shot a glance. Cackle, Truyang Emperor, you are looking for my disciple this time. It means you need a favor from me. Before me, don't be ugly. The golden-robed skinny old man cackled, lying in the sofa beside and ordering, staff, leave us. Yes. The staff all obediently left, leaving only 3 in the room, Truyang, Mo Luo and Mo Luo's teacher. If it weren't for my disciple Luo Feng, I'd be too lazy to meet you. Seeing you disgusts me. Truyang laughed coldly. Cackle, what an honor. The old man mocked. This old man was also a very powerful man within the virtual universe company. He too had passed the 20th level of the heavenly bridge, close to becoming a knight. His name was Prison Emperor. The 2 had always been rivals, extremely talented. Of which Truyang was direct and straightforward, intrepid in reputation. Prison Emperor was more known for being evil and treacherous. As their characters clashed, Truyang did things openly while Prison Emperor was sinister. The 2 had always disliked each other. Prison Emperor had deemed Truyang as his rival, but Truyang had always despised him. However, even so, in terms of strength, the 2 were close. These 2 were both incredibly close to becoming knights. Amongst the emperors, they were amongst the pinnacle. They were strong in their own ways. Naturally Truyang was able to use his strength to suppress his enemy, but it would be hard for him to actually kill him. Speak. Truyang glanced at Mo Luo behind Prison Emperor. You said your disciple Mo Luo went to Demon Mountain, and even met my disciple Luo Feng. Tell me, when did they meet? Under what circumstance? Anxious. The strange old man looked at Truyang. Truyang snorted coldly. He was indeed anxious. This was because the Virtual Universe Company had informed him earlier that Luo Feng had been in Demon Note Mountain for over a year, but he hasn't answered or given any notice, and the impossible level missions were extremely dangerous. The moment they were hit by the powerful demon notes, they would unconsciously become zombies. Under normal circumstance, these geniuses would occasionally enter the Virtual Universe network. However, over this year, Luo Feng hadn't entered once. This made the Virtual Universe Company suspect. Was he dead? Naturally they informed his teacher who was closest to him, Truyang Emperor. Truyang knew that Luo Feng had gone to Demon Mountain. After receiving that notice from the company, he immediately sent a mail and call request to contact Luo Feng, however there hadn't been a response. It was almost like Luo Feng was dead. Under such circumstances, there were two answers. 1. Luo Feng was dead. Naturally he couldn't answer. 2. He was immersed in training and shut off all communication to not be distracted by anything. Anxious. The golden-robed old man mocked. Looks like your disciple has yet to reply to you. Actually, not having a response doesn't mean he's dead. He might be locked in training or something. Prison Emperor slapped his head. I must be old and senile. Your disciple is in Demon Note Mountain. In that place, there's demon notes everywhere. There's no place to stop and train at all, much less immerse himself in training. Since he cannot train, then, he should be dead. Truyang's expression grew heavy, his eyes shot golden light, roaring, Prison Emperor, I wish to speak to only your disciple and you are forcing your way in. I'm showing you respect by speaking to you. Don't push it. Cackle, you must be anxious. The old man waved his hand, my good disciple, tell him. Yes. Mo Luo bowed respectfully. Truyang Emperor. Mo Luo bowed. Truyang looked at the respectful Mo Luo, he couldn't help but glance at Prison Emperor. Such a good disciple, he'll be a wreck under you. HMPH. The golden-robed old man couldn't bear to smile. Speak. Truyang looked at Mo Luo. When did you see Luo Feng? Truyang Emperor. Mo Luo said respectfully. 1 year ago. 1 year ago. Truyang frowned. The notice the Virtual Universe Company gave was also about a year ago, that Luo Feng hadn't entered the Virtual Universe since. 1 year. With Truyang's long lifespan, 1 year was simply too short. However, in such an environment such as Demon Note Mountain, 1 year was indeed too long. I am currently still in Demon Note Mountain. Mo Luo said respectfully, however, I haven't seen Luo Feng since. Truyang's frown grew deeper. HMPH. Truyang, you may not know, your disciple actually tried to sabotage my disciple before in Demon Note Mountain. Prison Emperor said. Sabotage? Truyang stared hard at Mo Luo. My disciple Luo Feng tried to sabotage you. Mo Luo was somewhat nervous. Don't be afraid. Prison Emperor sat in the sofa, lifting a wine glass and casually waving his hand. Your teacher is here. That ape man cannot touch you. Say the entire story. Speak honestly. Truyang stared at Mo Luo. Mo Luo took a deep breath, speaking. Truyang Emperor Elder, it was like this. I was in Demon Note Mountain earlier than Luo Feng. In there I discovered the patterns to the demon notes. Hence I stayed for long periods in a place close to where the beasts were. Even though I was close to the beasts, and the demon notes were constantly changing, it was a spot where I could easily predict. One day, I heard a beast howl and I knew someone had encountered a beast. Mo Luo took a deep breath, obviously he was nervous. I had encountered this many times. This time I carefully sneaked over to observe. However, the person I saw was actually using a cloud contact vine. I immediately guessed that this person definitely wasn't an aboriginal, a Universe Level 9 Aboriginal definitely wouldn't have a Domain Lord Level 9 assisting plant life form. Mo Luo said, hence, I helped, with the two of us combined, we defeated the beast and we fled from the scene. When he saw me, he immediately recognized me. And he changed to his original form. It was actually Luo Feng. To meet our own people in Demon Note Mountain, I was very happy. I chatted with him for a while as we fled as the beast would regenerate and chase after us. However, I didn't expect. Mo Luo was shivering. Tru Yang frowned. While my guard was down, while we were fleeing together, he suddenly attacked me, at close distance. I couldn't defend in time. I was instantly heavily injured. And I fought hard to protect myself after. Mo Luo shook his head. Actually, in that instant I was attacked, I understood. He was probably thinking of me as an opponent in the qualification battles. Getting rid of me would mean he would have a greater chance of entering the primal region. Cackle, Tru Yang, you've heard it. The golden-robed old man laughed coldly. Tru Yang looked at the obedient Mo Luo standing before him. He actually had a good feeling about this primal region genius. However, the story he told earlier made Tru Yang frown. He ordered, what you said is true. Tru Yang Emperor Elder. Mo Luo bowed. Under my teacher's questioning, only then did I reveal this story. Other than you two, I haven't told anybody else. Tru Yang snorted coldly. Go, all of you. Cackle, angry. Tru Yang, you are raging. Cackle. The golden-robed skinny old man laughed arrogantly. Mo Luo remained bowed. Tru Yang squinted, gold light glowing. Cackle, let's go. The skinny old man laughed and vanished. Mo Luo too vanished, leaving only Tru Yang in the room. His expression was cold, speaking softly. If I hadn't known my disciple for so many years, I would really have suspected. However, Luo Feng, that punk, is definitely, amongst my disciples, the one with the strongest beliefs. He does things the most straightforward and cleanly, the one with the most principles. After being with his disciple for so long, he really respected this student. Heart like a mirror, seeing through everything. Heart like a blade, slicing through illusions. Anyone who's able to reach such a stage would do things with the most principles. Such a person would have the pride of a warrior. Even if he wanted to get into the primal region, he would do it with his own strength. He definitely wouldn't try and secretly kill or backstab another to attain victory. Student, I believe you are still alive. There must have been something special that's happened in Demon Note Mountain that's held you up. Tru Yang said softly. In his mind a thought flashed through his head. Of the 32 inheritance palaces in Demon Note Mountain, he had just come to know that there was one that had an unknown life form. If that unknown life form was a student, then that was the best outcome. Ha ha, I really know how to ponder. He shook his head. My student was able to reach Fantasy Ocean's 10th island before failing. If that Mo Luo could survive till now, he definitely can too. Time passed. Day by day, year after year. Luo Feng was completely immersed in the inheritance training. Step by step, his soul evolved constantly. A few special techniques could only be unleashed after evolving the soul. Just like his teacher, Ouyang Bo's soul imprint, it required altering the soul. Only when the soul had special qualities would he be able to unleash those special techniques. In the blink of an eye, 3 years passed. In an underground ice cave below Demon Mountain, a massacre had just ended. He. Mo Luo gently flicked off the blood from his fingertips, looking at the body below. You are only an aboriginal, dying by my absolute genius hands is your honor. If it weren't for the 10k black tags reward, I wouldn't bother to attack you. Mo Luo swiftly took the space belt and scanned it with his spirit energy. 31 black tags. He immediately revealed a look of mad glee. Ha ha, my luck is really good. He gripped his fists excitedly. I lacked only 30 tags and this aboriginal had 31. The automaton weapon I specially bought for this Demon Mountain was indeed a worthy investment. Even though I can only use it once. However, I successfully killed 2 sector lords and made my black tags acquirement much easier. 10,000 black tags, it's finally enough. Mo Luo's eyes gleamed. It's been 3.5 years since I entered Demon Mountain. I could have left half a year ago. Only because of the black tags did I stay till now, thinking of ways and means to set traps, etc. Mo Luo smiled. His smile was proud and satisfied. He was very satisfied with all that he had done throughout his entire Demon Mountain mission. Whether it was checking out the structure and environment of Demon Mountain, ensuring he stayed in the safest regions, or backstabbing Luo Feng, or assassinating the sector lords, everything was perfect. No one can stop me. Mo Luo muttered softly, my teacher is stupid, treacherous and evil. If you let others know you are treacherous, then that wouldn't be treacherous anymore. That's simply stupid. After which, he turned and swiftly began his route back. The way back was easy. Because during his time in Demon Note Mountain, whether it was the Aboriginals or the Virtual Universe Company Majesties, they would swiftly record down their paths. With a warrior's memory and calculating abilities, following the paths they had taken before, intersections, etc., they can all swiftly form an incomparably clear map in their minds. With this map, they can find a safe and close way to return swiftly. When Mo Luo flew out of a particular cave, there was staff there immediately awaiting to welcome him. Your Majesty Mo Luo. Your Majesty Mo Luo, this way. The staff accompanied Mo Luo, and quickly a white-robed youth came to welcome him. It was the Yi Chang that had welcomed Luo Feng. Your Majesty Mo Luo. The white-robed youth smiled and led the way. You've spent over 3 years in Demon Note Mountain. Yi Chang respects you. Mo Luo smiled and nodded. Thanks for leading the way. I've already collected over 10,000 black tags. 10K, 000 black tags. The white-robed youth was greatly shocked. My God. Collecting 10,000 tags was simply too difficult, because even those that spent on getting E-grade lasers would find it hard to achieve. As the E-grade lasers usually had preparation time, and in that instant, that was enough for a Sector Lord warrior to kill them easily. Sector Lord and Universe Level 9, the difference was too much. Hence collecting the 10,000 tags was a lot harder than surviving for 3 years. Congratulations, Your Majesty. The white-robed youth immediately felt like this Mo Luo before him had a huge future before him. Immediately he was incredibly passionate and respectful. It's been very long since we've had anyone collect 10,000 black tags. I heard, the prize is shocking. Shocking prize. What treasures? Mo Luo was interested. I don't have the authority to know. The white-robed youth said softly. However, I've heard it is shocking. Hurry and lead the way. Mo Luo was anxious after hearing it. Yes. When Mo Luo left Demon Mountain to acquire the treasure, Luo Feng was in the greatest treasure of Demon Mountain itself, receiving the Demon Note Inheritance. Inheritance Staircase. The many levels of stairs extended into space, all the way to that tiny little shrine. What do I do? I'm reaching my limit. Luo Feng stood on the 1129th level of stars, looking back at the little blur of steps behind, and looking back up at the distant stairs ahead. He couldn't help but frown. According to the Supreme Demon Note Technique information, I can probably at most accept another 1 to 200 levels, and that would be my limit. Luo Feng was helpless. When he first began, he came to know of many things. The inheritance belonged to one of the more mysterious inheritance in the universe, one of the pinnacle that had harsh requirements on the soul, right? Incredibly harsh. So harsh that over 1 trillion years, with batch after batch of life forms receiving, yet none had completed it. To reach such a stage, 99% of them were undying. The many undyings couldn't even succeed. Just how hard was this? The Demon Note Inheritance had harsh requirements on the soul. And the absorption of Blood River crystals had harsh requirements on the body. In Blood River world, it was hard to find anyone able to absorb 10 crystals. And the Golden Horned Beast actually absorbed over 90. This was because of the special properties of its cells in the body. The Demon Note Inheritance was looking for an absolute genius with a soul capable of completely absorbing it. If such a genius was able to complete it, he would become a unique and all-powerful Demon Note General. The inheritance had high requirements. And the soul of Undyings had all gone through the evolution of breakthrough from Sector Lord to Undying. Hence almost every undying had souls stronger than Luo Feng's, much stronger. Many undyings were stuck at the end of the first set. Some of them were stuck at the second. Very few actually made it to the third. There wasn't a life form that had completed the third yet. And Luo Feng, with a soul of only domain level 9, not even experiencing the greatest evolution of soul, from Sector Lord to Undying. Hence, his soul was simply too much weaker than the Undying's. Luckily he had gone through the primal chaos city's true spirit absorption, hence his consciousness and spirit energy control was very strong, thus he was able to make it to level 1129. However, the moment his soul felt fatigued, it would mean his absorption limit was almost at 90%, this was the information provided. I've already felt it. I'm reaching my limit. My limit should be between about 1,200 to 1,300. Luo Feng thought, and this first level should still have about over 3,000 levels. His limit could only withstand 1/3 of the first part. There was no way. This inheritance was intended for undyings, his soul was only domain level 9 and he rushed in. If he could take more that would be absurd. What do I do? Luo Feng looked up and ahead. In the distant depths of space, that tiny shrine was the end of the first part, reaching there would make him a beginner, allowing him to acquire the beginner reward. This demon mountain that had been here for who knows how long, and the treasures left behind by that being definitely wouldn't be inferior. However, one had to finish the first part to acquire it. I am still over 2.000 levels away from the shrine. And my limit can only take 100 to 200 more levels. Luo Feng pondered as he trained. To do so only slowed his training down slightly. I can't accept this. Such an encounter. The virtual universe has so many undyings stationed here, and this place has trillions of beasts gathered. This inheritance is so heavenly. I definitely cannot ever get such a chance again. He quickly calculated in his mind, seeing if there was a way to accept more of the inheritance. Accepting the inheritance to levels 1,200 to 1,300, reaching his limit and leaving, this was something he couldn't accept. However, how could he change the limits of his soul? The soul, as a flesh and blood life form's core, for it to suddenly evolve, it was something the current Luo Feng was unable to do. Slowly, he gritted his teeth and continued to receive the demon note inheritance. One step, one level at a time. Only with constant work every day could he improve. In the blink of an eye, several months passed again. On the 1,236th level, Luo Feng, who was in full armor, knelt on the floor, gasping softly. The pain and fatigue from the soul was making him about to crumble. I'm almost saturated. Luo Feng's eyes had a sense of being undefeated. He felt the sharp pain in his soul, almost like someone attacking his soul. That incomparable fatigue made him feel like he was about to fall asleep anytime. According to the information about the inheritance, this represented that Luo Feng's soul was already almost full from receiving the inheritance. Even if he forced his way through, he could at most progress another 1 or 2 levels. Is this the end? He looked up and ahead. The many levels of stairs continued on into the distant space. His body shuddered simultaneously as he stepped on the 1,237th level of stone stairs, feeling the inheritance pour into his memory. He still didn't stop, taking another step trying to get to the 1,238th level. The moment he landed on it, Wang Chang. The strange demon note pierced straight into his consciousness. Break. Luo Feng's incomparably solid willpower roared within. However, that gentle and non-offensive like demon note actually permeated into his willpower and consciousness. Get out. He condensed his willpower, wanting to expel all of the demon notes out against his powerful willpower and consciousness. The demon note didn't even seem to fight back. Gradually, Luo Feng had a memory of when he was young, listening to his mother sing him to sleep. Trouble. No. No. Luo Feng knew he was falling in, barging forward without accepting the inheritance had resulted in the strongest of demon notes attacking him. Sleep. Sleep. No. Sleep. Luo Feng felt his consciousness sink more, slowly, sinking, it was a bottomless abyss. This video will end here.